Greetings! Today you will learn further about the Rekin system and its 3D production module. Chroma Key. The main subject will be keying, and I will show you how to key a live signal from the second camera, Cam 2. Here we have a shot of the whole studio, and so we want to key the form of a talent located in the middle of the studio. We select this shot. Now we choose a proper camera, that is Cam 2, from the sources mixer. The keying algorithm removes a background color, usually green or blue, from the image around the talent's figure so that the image of the talent itself does not lose its quality. We can choose from two modes of chroma key in the Rekin system: simple from the beginners and chroma key for those more advanced. There is also a third keying algorithm, Luma key, based on luminance. It is best to carry out keying in full screen mode. We select Cam 2 for program and for preview on the mixer. A Cam 2 tab with a key will open in the lower right corner of the screen. Now we choose the chroma key mode. The basis for keying is properly setting the light in the studio. I will show you how Rekin 3D Studio makes it easy. First, select the second tab on the right side of the screen. Click on Detect Color icon. Then go to the next tab. Select Show Alpha Matte option. White color represents opaque elements, and black those completely transparent. Let's start with moving black slider to the right, and then moving white slider to the left. Notice that a white glow appeared on the left side of the image. This means the light intensity on the left side of the studio is not the same as on the right. With a proper angle of lamp's tripod and appropriate light intensity, we should achieve a uniform distribution of light in the studio. Try not to overdo the light intensity. We can check whether the talent form looks natural, i.e. without any reflections or discolorations on the face, by disabling Show Alpha Matte function. Now let's go to the chroma key algorithm itself. We can use Key Wizard. A message appears warning that all previous settings will be lost. The keying is done in 6 simple steps. A description of proceedings at each stage along with pictures is displayed on the left side of the Key Wizard window. The first step is about choosing a background color. A green color has been used as a background color in our studio, so this color has to be selected. We press Detect Color button. We enable Show Alpha Matte to see the mask. Now we move black slider to the right to obtain a uniform black background around the silhouette. And then we move white slider to the left to obtain a uniform white background on the talent's form. We go to the next step by clicking Next icon. The second step is tolerance. We can improve the uniformity of the background around the talent's form and remove the border around it. We enable Show Alpha Matte to see the mask. If the talent uses translucent objects, such as glass with water or glasses, we can increase luminescence with luminance slider. We move the slider to the right. You can see an example of how this function works in the pictures in the wizard. Now we click Next icon to go to the next step, which is Spill and Dispill function. It removes from the talent's form the green color that results from reflecting the background color of the studio. There are 3 sliders available. All are set to their default middle values. The first one is Dispill Color that sets colors algorithm. When we move it to the right, we add red and blue to the talent's image in the case of using a green background color. Moving the slider to the left, we subtract green color from the image. We move the slider to the right until the glow is removed. If this is not enough, we can reduce the Dispill coarse color value. And use the second slider, Dispill Fine. It removes the green glow border, but on the basis of chrominance function. We can go to the next step, which is improving further the quality of the image. Brightness function works on semi-transparent objects. When we move the slider to the right, we brighten the borders and translucent objects, while moving it to the left, we darken them. If too much light is used, the white outline often appears on the borders of the talent's image. We can delete it using Shrink function. This is a multi-step function and its task is to soften the edges. Then we go to the next step, that is Garbage Mask function. That cuts unwanted areas from the camera image. The left and the right. The top and the bottom. The last step is Post-Correction function. Using the sliders, we can brighten or darken the object, brightness slider. Change its contrast or saturation. We have to check Enabled box to enable correction function. Ambient Color is the last option and it is connected to Intensity function. First, we select Ambient Color from the color wheel, yellow for example. And then we apply the algorithm. It is a filter that can be applied to the image to simulate illumination color. If you have lamps illumination of blue color in your studio, you should add blue color to the talent's form. If the figure is illuminated by sunlight, a light yellow color should be added. The color's value can be set with Intensity slider. Finish button ends keying. Experienced users can go through all the steps by themselves using the tabs on the right side of the window. Settings of the key can be saved to a file with Save button. So you can load the file later by clicking Load. You can also reset all the settings by clicking Reset All. Let's now see how our kid talent looks like in the studio. We set up a studio shot and in the Layers options we fit the figure into the studio. we have keyed our talent with Chroma Key to look naturally in the studio. As you have seen, keying is really easy. I invite you to test Chroma Key several times to be able to use it freely and in an advanced way. Thank you.
Wrecking. Keen on record.